Hi everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Sia and a very good morning to you all. So we are back with our weekly revision class and yes, we are doing it in English this time. We got major words for English on our channel. So here we are, and for all our Hindi viewers, don't worry at all. This is just a revision video, super simple with one line news update that are easy to follow, right? So here we go, the first question on screen. So Karaganda region, which was seen in the news due to discovery of rare earth elements, is located in which country? And answer is option number B, Kazakhstan. So recently, Kazakhstan has found a major deposit of rare earth element at the Krati site in the Karaganda region, estimated to hold 1 million ton, which can support clean energy technologies globally. Right. So the answer is option number B, Kazakhstan. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. North Sentinel Island, that was recently seen in news, is located in which water body? And answer is option number D, Bay of Bengal. So recently, a US national was arrested in the Andaman and Nicobar Island for allegedly entering the prohibited tribal reserve area of North Sentinel Island. That's why this question was in news. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. What is the primary objective of PM Ajay scheme? So PM Ajay scheme, the Pradhan Mantri Anusuchit Jati Abhyuday Yojana, and its primary objective is option number B, reducing poverty among SC communities, right? So basically, PM Ajay is a centrally sponsored scheme implemented in 21-22 financial year. It has three components. The first one is Adarsh Gram, the second one is grants in aid for district or state. And the third one is hostel, right? So that is the PMHA scheme. Let's move to the next slide, the next question. According to recent data, which state has the highest number of solar power installation in railway station as of Feb 2025? And that state is Rajasthan. So Rajasthan has the highest number of railway station with installed solar power plants totaling 275 station, right? And this information was provided by the Union Ministry of Railway recently, whose cabinet minister is Ashwani Vaishnav. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. International Mind Awareness Day is observed annually on which day? So, the International Mind Awareness Day, and the date is 4th April. Right? Let's move to the next slide. The next question, and also the theme of 2025 edition is Safe Futures Start Here. The next question, the chapata chili, tomato chili also, from which state has recently received the GI tag, and that state is Telangana. So recently, tomato chili, its other name is the chapata chili, has received the GI tag from Telangana by the government of India. The next is Kachativu, an uninhabited island, is a disputed territory between India and which country? And the other country is Sri Lanka. So recently, the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly has unanimously passed a resolution urging the Union government to retrieve Kachativu Island from the Sri Lanka, and that's why this question was in news. Which ministry released the report titled How Does Climate Change Impact Women and Child Across Agroecological Zones? And answer is option number D, Ministry of Women and Child Development. Right? So basically, the report shows that women and children face a higher risk of death during disaster than men due to existing social rules and responsibilities, as per this report. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. Which state government has launched the Lakhpati Vedyo scheme to support women entrepreneurs? And that scheme was launched from Assam. So recently, Assam launched the Lakhpati Vedyo scheme to empower women entrepreneurs with financial help and training. Right? Let's move to the next slide. The next is the Prime Minister of which country recently gifted a copy of the Tipitaka in Pali to the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And that is answer is option number C, Thailand. So recently the Prime Minister of Thailand gifted a copy of the Tipitaka in Pali language to the Indian Prime Minister during his ongoing visit. Right? Basically Tipitaka, that means three basket, and it promotes Buddhist culture. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. The Baku to Belem roadmap was adopted during which international climate conference? and that international conference is COP29. So recently, India urged BRIC nation, that is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, to support the Baku to Belem roadmap. Basically, it was adopted at the COP29 in 2024. The next is Vibrant Villages program is implemented by which ministry? And that ministry is answer is option number A, Ministry of Home Affairs. So recently the Union Cabinet approved the second phase of the Vibrant Village program with an outlay of 6,839 CR for border villages. Officially it was launched in 2023. Let's move to the next slide. Heard and McDonald Island, which was seen in news, is located in which ocean? So, island in news, that is Heard and McDonald, and it is located in Indian Ocean. So recently, the US president imposed a 10% tariff on imports from Heard and McDonald Island, even though these islands have no known exports to the US. Let's move to the next slide. The next is the International Criminal Court was established by which international agreement? And that agreement is option number B, Rome Statute. So on 3rd April 2025, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban announced that Hungary is withdrawing from the International Criminal Court, becoming the first European country to do so. And that's why International Criminal Court was in news. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. Kannadapaya, a traditional tribal handicraft from which Indian state was recently awarded the GI tag, and that state is Kerala. Option is C. So recently, Kannadapaya, a traditional tribal handicraft from Kerala, has received the GI tag, which protects its unique identity and origin. Let's move to the next slide. What is the primary objective of NASA's TESS mission? And answer is option number D, to discover exoplanets around the brightest dark star. So, an international team of astronomers has used the Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite, that is the TESS, to discover a new warm Jupiter type exoplanet over 1,000 light year away. And that's why NASA's TESS mission was in news. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. Mount Marapi, that was recently seen in news, is located in which country? And that country is Indonesia. So Indonesia's Mount Marapi, an active volcano in western Sumatra, recently erupted, sending ash 1.5 kilometer into the sky. And that's why this Mount Marapi was in news. Let's move to the next slide. Ionian Island, that were recently seen in the news, is located in which country? So an island in news, and the country is Greece. So, a major archaeological discovery in Lefkada, Greece reveals the first ancient Greek theatre ever found in the Ionian Island, and that's why this island was in news. Let's move to the next slide. Which institution is responsible for implementing Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana? So that is ABPMJ scheme, and that is implemented by National Health Authority. So recently, Delhi became the 35th state or UT to implement Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Basically, Delhi is a UT, we all know. And for that, they signed an MOU with the government of India recently. Let's move to the next slide. Recently, which country has taken over as the new chair of the regional grouping, that is BIMSTEC? And that country is option number D, Bangladesh. So recently, Bangladesh has taken over as the new chair of the Bay of Bengal Initiative for multi-sectoral technical and economic cooperation for the next 2 years. And the chairmanship was handed over by the Prime Minister of Thailand to the Muhammad Yunus, the chief advisor of the interim government of Bangladesh. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. Which Indian states have been selected for the scientific study to assess zoonotic spillover risk? And that states are option number B, Sikkim, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu. So, recent scientific study from India, and the study was to detect zoonotic disease that may pass from birds to human. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. According to a recent report, which state has recorded the highest real economic growth rate in India for the financial year 24-25, and that state is Tamil Nadu. So recently, Tamil Nadu, the highest real economic growth rate in India for 24-25, and that is 9.69%, the best in the state's last 10 years. And the second rank is for Andhra Pradesh. Let's move to the next slide. The next question is Amalsat Chiku, which has recently received the GI tag, belongs to which state? And that state is Gujarat. So recently, a Chiku from Gujarat got its GI tag, and basically, the Amalsat Chiku, it's named from a village that is Navsari, district of Gujarat. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. Naval base that was recently seen in news is located in which country? So a military base in news, and that base is associated with Cambodia, exactly located nearby the Gulf of Thailand. So recently, the Rim Naval Base that is located on Cambodia's Gulf of Thailand was in news because they gained global attention due to its expansion and China's involvement, right? So on 5th April, Cambodian Prime Minister inaugurated the expanded base supported financially and technically by the China. So a major step from China in the Gulf of Thailand with the help of Cambodia. Let's move to the next slide. The next is what is the name of the new policy launched by the Indian government to consolidate regional rural bank RRBs? It is not triple R, RRBs basically. And that is option number C, one state and one RRB. So recently the Ministry of Finance is launching the one state, one regional rural bank policy to improve efficiency and cut cost by the reducing RRBs from 43 to 28. And that's why this question was in news. The next is Hitesh Gulia won which medal at the World Boxing Cup 2025 in Brazil, and the medal category is gold. So India's Hitesh Gulia won the gold medal in the men's 70 kg category at the World Boxing Cup 2025 held in Brazil recently. Let's move to the next slide. The next is which state has secured GI tag for products Nolan Green Sandesh and Roypur Gavavas, and that state is option number C, West Bengal. So recently, West Bengal has received the GI tag for its 7 traditional products, including the Nolan Grid Sandesh and Baroigur Gavavas. Let's move to the next slide. The next is who has become the first Indian to receive the Fred Darrington Sandmaster Award. So, a major award in news that is Fred Darrington Sandmaster Award, and it is won by Sudarshan Patnaik. So, Indian sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik became the first Indian to receive the Fred Darrington Sandmaster Award for excellence in sand art. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. Where was India's first vertical railway sea bridge inaugurated recently? So the highlight India's first vertical railway sea bridge and recently inaugurated at Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu. So PM Narendra Modi inaugurated the newly built Pamban Bridge, India's first vertical railway sea bridge in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu. And its length is 2.07 km and was built by the Ram Vikas Nigam Limited at a cost of 531 CR. The next is according to trends in maternal mortality 2023 report. Basically, it's a comparison. What was India's global position in maternal death in 2023? And that is second. So India had the second highest maternal death in 2023 and tied with the Democratic Republic of Congo at 19,000 record, behind Nigeria with 75,000 death. Let's move to the next slide. The next is what is the name of India's first dedicated nuclear submarine base set to be commissioned in 2026 under Project Varsha? And that is option number B, INS Varsha. So India will commission its first dedicated nuclear submarine base, that is INS Varsha, in Andhra Pradesh in 2026. And for that, the project is Project Varsha. Right? Let's move to the next slide. The next one. Which ministry has launched the microdata portal during the state government ministers conference? And that is launched by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So recently, Ministry of Statistics launched a new microdata portal during the state government minister conference to improve data access and user experience. The next question, which state government has launched the Maternal and Child Sanjeevani Mission and Anmol 2.0 portal on World Health Day? and this step was from the Madhya Pradesh government. So recently, the CM of Madhya Pradesh, that is Mohan Yadav, he launched the Maternal and Child Sanjeevani Mission and Anmol 2.0 web portal on World Health Day in Bhopal, right? And the date for World Health Day, that is 7th of April annually. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. According to the recent report, what is India's global rank in electricity production from wind and solar energy as of 2024? And the rank of India is third. Right. So recently, India became the third largest producer of electricity from wind and solar energy in 2024, overtaking Germany. And this analysis done by Amber's Global Electricity Review, a major think tank, right? As per this report, we are producing 10% of our demand from wind and solar energy, and at international level, we are producing 15% globally. Let's move to the next slide. The next question, which is the nodal ministry for implementing the Poshan Pakhwada initiative. So recent initiative, that is Poshan Pakhwada, and it is launched by the Ministry of Women and Child Development. So the Ministry of Child and Women Development is celebrating the 7th edition of Poshan Pakhwada starting from April 7 and till 22/2 2025, right? And it's aimed to raise awareness about nutrition and promote healthy eating habits through public participation and involvement. And that's why this scheme from Ministry of Women was in news. The next is PSLV Orbital Experimental Module 4. POEM 4 is a space research platform developed by which space organization. So POEM 4, it is developed by ISRO, and recently it re-entered Earth's atmosphere and fell into the Indian Ocean as tracked by the ISRO's IS-4OM space system. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. Mount Kanlaon that was recently seen in news is located in which country? So Mount Kanlaon, and it is located in Philippines. And recently Mount Kanlaon, a stratovolcano located in north central Negros Island, Philippines, erupted, sending 4,000-meter ash plumes into the sky, and that's why Mount Kanlaon was in news. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana was launched in which year? So PMMY. And recently it's marked its 10th anniversary in April 2025. And that's why this question was in news. Basically, its role is to promote small businesses and financial inclusion, and exactly launched in 2015 by the government of India, so that the government of India can provide affordable credit to micro and small enterprises, right? Let's move to the next slide. The next question, that is Kanchagachipoli forest, which was seen in news, is located in which city? And that forest that is related with the recent protest is located in Hyderabad, right? So recently the Supreme Court of India stopped deforestation. Basically, it's a temporary step from the Supreme Court, not a permanent. So it is located in Hyderabad, the Kanchagachipoli forest. And recently a protest against land auction for information technologies development is ongoing at this region. Let's move to the next slide. The next question. What is the primary objective of the European Space Agency's biomass satellite mission? So major mission, and this mission is from basically European Space Agency, right? So its the main agenda. Answer is option number C, to map global forest and measure carbon level. So European Space Agency, it will launch the biomass satellite mission by the end of April 2025 using the Vega C rocket from French Guiana. And that's why this question was in news. The next is Padma Shri Ram Sahai Pandey, who recently passed away, was associated with which traditional folk dance, and exactly was associated with the Rai folk dance. So recently Padma Shri Ram Sahai Pandey passed away and was a renowned figure associated with the Rai folk dance, and the Bundelkhand region, it is associated with the Madhya Pradesh. The next is the first tri-service all-women global circumnavigation expedition. Samudra Pradakshina was flagged off from which city? And that city is Mumbai. So, a major step from tri-services for women empowerment. The first tri-service all-women global circumnavigation expedition, Samudra Pradakshina, that was flagged off from Mumbai on 7th of April on board the ISV Triveni, right? And basically, it is for women empowerment after the Navika Sagar Parikrama. Let's move to the next slide. The next one, the Palna scheme supports which sustainable development goal? So, basically, it is associated with Sustainable Development Goal 8, decent work and economic growth. So, recently, the government launched the Palna scheme under the Mission Shakti to offer daycare crash support for children of working mothers and promote Sustainable Development Goal 8. So, basically, it's the concept of some preschool so that women can handle both the professional and the house culture. Let's move to the next slide. The next question, which country has become the 54th nation to sign the Artemis Accords in April 2025? So recently a country has become the 54th country, and that country is our neighbor, and that is Bangladesh. So recently Bangladesh has become the 54th country to sign the Artemis Accord, a global agreement for safe and peaceful space exploration. And for this, Bangladesh has signed MOU with the US because the Artemis Accord was started by the NASA and US Space Agency. And with that, we wrap up this session and see you all in our daily current affair class. Till then, please do revision and take care, and thank you for watching.